Well, there's this little thing called retention that happens on a lot of projects. And one thing that we need to be clear about is that when we are holding retention, it typically is going to identify a specific percentage that we will be allowed to withhold from each payment of work that the contractor submits for work completed. And this retention is going to work as a protection mechanism in order to ensure that the work was done properly and done to the quality standards of expectation. And then at the end of the project, we would give the contractor back the money that we had been holding on as an incentive to make sure that the work was being done correctly and completely. So the thing that I would like people to understand about retention is that this can sometimes be a punitive thing. So even though the contract says that you can hold retention on all payments to the general contractor, we really need to be able to take a look at what that means so that it does not become punitive. So for instance, a grading contractor or earth contractor who is in the very beginning of a 2-year contract and they complete all of the land development and civil engineering grading that needs to be done, and they're done with their contract even and are able to be released and move on to another job. There will still be a temptation for some to hold on to the 10% of the monies deserved and due to that subcontractor. And so this is not always just controlled by the owner. Sometimes this is also controlled by the contractor and them holding on to those funds. And in my personal opinion, that is not fair. If somebody has completed their contract and they've been able to prove that their work is 100% complete and acceptable enough to be able to perform following work on top of it, then they should be paid their money. So when you're looking at holding retention, usually a 10% amount of each payment of the contractor's pay application, you want to make sure that you have identified that that is acceptable per the contract and or specifications, and that the reason that you're holding on to it is to be able to protect the owner for work that is still in progress or is still being worked on.